10 years ago, Steve and Bill set up Raw Cut.
Two producers got together because we'd been working on rival shows.
It was really set up to make a programme for Sky called Road Wars.
Raw Cut mainly do what we call Blue Light Documentaries, which is all documentaries around emergency services. We also did Dispatches for Channel 4, The Truth About Drugs in Football, which was probably the best thing I've done.
Not surprisingly, from where we started, we've carved out a niche in police observational documentary, which started with Road Wars, went on very successfully for Police Interceptors for Channel 5, and now also Neighbourhood Blues for BBC One.
We've worked with Raw Cut for about 2 years. We've worked on the series Neighbourhood Blues. We've done 2 series of that with them. But we've also done, because we're doing a co-production, a lot of development work, so developing ideas in new areas which are outside the crime and police genre.
We're constantly trying to think of what will be the next big thing to see on television. So we're generating ideas, we're researching them to see if they're feasible, and we're writing proposals and going to see commissioners at different channels to pitch to them and try and sell them on our idea. So it's part creative, part salesman.
If development has got a commissioner interested, I would read their brief and just work out how much it's going to cost you, how many crew are you going to need, what type of cameras, and then I would submit the budget to the channel, agree on a price with them, get a contract, crew it up and start going.
Bill invented the genre in many ways. He made programmes 28 years ago. That changed a lot of people's idea about how to use police footage and how to use CCTV footage.
We only started the observational filming as a sort of a cost-cutting measure because it was cheaper for us to go and film that on its own than it was to buy in clips from abroad.
The cleverness that they put into it was that there was a little bit of humour in it. They took a wry look at some of the things and therefore it became popular.
So Steve, he used to be a journalist, but because he's been doing this so long, he really knows how to get the maximum out of these sorts of stories.
Because Road Wars was designed as sort of a clip or an archive show, then we were getting lots and lots of archive in.
We have our own archive of clips we represent and own, which we sell to either programme makers or repackage into programmes for the international market.
Before being at Raw Cut, I worked in production, so on the making programme side of things, and I worked my way up from being a researcher to an assistant producer to a producer.
I think for anyone going into TV, you always have to start at the bottom, but I think it's also a good way to learn your trade.
And I was just carrying out simple tasks, basically T-boy. I slowly showed an interest in editing. They sort of gave me a chance and then sort of been doing that ever since.
Raw Cut were probably one of the first companies to go tapeless. Certainly the first company to go high def and tapeless.
So we can do everything in the company, from acquiring the programmes, from shooting the programmes to editing it. We do our own onlines and colour correction and everything else in-house.
We made it work. We created a workflow that a lot of people still use to this day.
With Raw Cut, having made so many police documentaries and being there at the beginning, really, there's a great support team.
You have a reputation for providing brilliant programmes in that field, so it means commissioners look to us saying, we know you can achieve that, where else can you take us?
Well, you've got a lot of stuff to keep on touch with. You know, you live and breathe TV. It's not a sin to watch a lot of TV.